Nintendo does it again. Hey, I'm back. Sorry about last week. Actually, it was kind of a rarity. A certain planned trip for work kind of got extended. I've rarely had that happen. It was extended just enough time for me to acquire sufficient jet lag to make my return a horribly miserable affair. And that has just happened. And now I'm here. I'm on the right clock, and I'm cogent. Let's see. What should I talk about? Yeah, you may have noticed I'm kind of naked on Sunset right above the Viper Room in a billboard. If not, you should check out the story on G4TV.com. I could give you a reason why, but it's just, it really is comfortable to play games that way. That is what I'll say here right now. Man, my ass looks big. Right up to it anyway. Moving on. Things that happened while I was gone. 3DS, which I really thought would come out this year. Given the fact that when I was at E3, the room where they had the 3DSs, I would say there was like 300, maybe 400 of them. It's very hard for me to ever believe that you have 400 prototypes of something, and I've held prototypes in my hands before, and I didn't really feel that. I don't know this for a fact. I would not be surprised if that was one of the initial manufacturing runs. Sounds like Nintendo did want it to come out this year. There really isn't anything that was happening during Black Friday week. That would have probably been an ideal time to launch it, but I think there is some wisdom and them actually pushing it into the first quarter of next year based on the fact that while kind of that Wii shortage worked in their favor, it really, at the end of the day, doesn't work in your favor, because if you're trying to sell something to make money on it, you just want to be able to sell things. The idea of kind of taking stuff off the market to create desire that can't actually be realized in cash payment, it's not the best business model. I'm just going to throw it out there. Not the best business model. I think that clearly they're going to have enough with that many more months of making the 3DS. Also, the other upside is that can really help with those third-party games. I mean, obviously, everyone kind of knows that, like, Nintendo, third-party, things don't always work out for them. And this is going to be, I think, a very, 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 very successful platform. And it'd be great to see, more than just Nintendo kind of getting on board and having, like, kind of strong content, and they understand how to use the technology at the launch of the device. Now, there's that other thing. The U.S. price, at least last I checked, has not been announced, but we do have the Japanese price, which puts it at an equivalent of about $300. To my mind, I'm not aware that the U.S. product has ever been significantly lower than what the equivalent in yen is, and so I'm going to just go ahead and assume that probably is going to be somewhere around there. That's expensive. I have to say, that's where the March thing becomes a little more interesting. You have kind of the mad holiday rush, and it's like, oh, I need to buy something, my kid, it's crying, or I need to prove that I'm like Wonder Dad, I'll go get this. And you tend to spend more than you want. February and March, you tend to be paying off those decisions that you made in the latter part of the former year. $300 is pretty steep, and also, it is for a handheld, and there's just been that kind of training, that mental training that if you hold it in your hand, it's somehow supposed to be cheaper than what you're paying off the shelf. And, that kind of puts it close to what the launch price of the Wii was. Actually, I think that's more expensive than what the launch price of the Wii is. That's going to be something of a small challenge. I personally am very, very excited about the system. I really, I'm not a huge fan about 3D, but it really kind of worked right there. And just the quality of the graphics in that game is absolutely amazing. And there's a lot you're getting for that $300, but still, that's some sticker shock right there. So it's going to be interesting when they finally do announce what the U.S. price is going to be and what the general reaction is. Because when you add in March, the price, and, well, we don't know exactly. Well, we have a good idea what those launch titles are. I mean, this might be a slow start for the 3DS, and that maybe, it'll go down in price come the end part of the year. And I think the one other thing that I'm curious about is, as with the DS, how many iterations of this are we going to get? When is that perfect one supposed to emerge in that rollout? A lot of savvy Nintendo consumers have gotten wise to that, and that could also be something that, along with that price, is going to have people hold a little bit back initially at the start of it. But at the end of the day, it's Nintendo. They just somehow found a way to put magic in a box many, many times that appeals to a wide selection of gamers, and I expect it to happen all over again. How quickly? Well, that's the question.
Yes, there's a lot of conversation about games out there on the internet, but how about this? An intelligent conversation about video games. And you can get that on feedback at g4tv.com. Join myself, join Abby Heppy, join Morgan Webb, Kevin Kelly, and all the very, very wise and edified people here on the nature of video games. It's a very fun, very lively show, and trust me, highly unexpected whatever happens from week to week. So remember, feedback, it goes up on g4tv.com every Wednesday.